In our studies of the book of Joshua, we come today to the 3rd chapter. And what a story it tells. Hundreds of years, generations of longing, many years in slavery and living as nomads in the desert. But now Israel is on the threshold of the land promised to them. Having moved from Shittim 8 miles from the Jordan and following an early start, the people are camped on its banks. The promised land is merely a mile away, its mountains and oases in full view. God is faithful. But 3 days' wait must have seemed a long time, indeed enough to impress on the people the hopelessness of their situation. During the harvest, the Jordan changes character. At other times of the year, it's a narrow, easily fordable channel, only 100 meters wide. However, in the autumn, the wider channel, clogged with bushes, can be filled up to 15 meters in depth. Moreover, the steep descent from Galilee to the deep sea makes it a raging torrent, impassable to the most intrepid. At this point, we're introduced to the Ark of the Covenant. Up till now, the Ark has taken something of a back seat. Israel had been led by the cloud and the fire in the wilderness, but just as the manna seems to have ceased, so the cloud now appears to have withdrawn. From now on, and for centuries, the Ark will be the symbol of God's presence in the midst of his people, kept by its custodians, the priests who, we are told, are Levites. In the meanwhile, it appears that the Lord had already revealed his plans to Joshua, and the people are stationed about 1,000 yards away, apparently to get a grandstand view of what is about to happen. One final act of preparation is required. The people are told to consecrate yourselves. The precise reason for this is unclear. Some suggest that it emphasizes that cooperation with and obedience to God's will are necessary to enjoy God's victory. This is, of course, true, as chapter 7 will shortly demonstrate. However, perhaps the focus is rather different here. Thus, as Davis comments, it is crucial that Israel recognize that what happens is indeed Yahweh's work. And unless they have the proper insight, expectancy and preparation, they could see Yahweh's work and yet not understand the true value and significance. God's people must be rightly prepared for God's show if they are going to appreciate it, if they are going to be fortified in faith. Well, so Davis. I love the way the author of Joshua tells his story. Just when we're on tiptoe waiting to witness the amazing things of which Joshua has spoken, we're tantalized by having to plough through 9 verses of final instructions. However, this both heightens our sense of expectancy and throws the contents of these verses into focus. Indeed, as the story unfolds, we are further tantalized by the command to take the ark and go and stand in the river. Why? We must, of course, wait to find out. Meanwhile, we might be frustrated by this, but the author has something important to share. What then might this be? First of all, the ark and the importance of the faithful service of those whose with responsibility for it is emphasized. What will take place is the Lord's work. Secondly, what follows would offer the people the credentials to follow Joshua confidently in the future. Effective work demands confidence in the leadership. And thirdly, the people are assured that the promises that the Lord has made in the past are about to become reality. They are on the extreme edge of history in God's making. Fourthly, Joshua certainly, and the mute obedience of the priests, demonstrates confidence in God's word and shows that the lessons of the past have been learned. Here they appear as exemplary leaders for the people following them. And then we encounter a further stalling tactic. 12 men are set apart for an unspecified task before an incredible miracle is predicted to the second in advance. We're told as soon as the priests who carry the ark of the Lord The Lord of all the earth set foot in the Jordan, the waters flowing downstream would cut off and stand up in a heap. But the miracle itself is described in a very matter-of-fact way. There's something rather anticlimactic in the simple chronicle of events that follows. But then, what did we expect of the Lord of all the earth? Surely nothing less than absolute fidelity to his word. Of course, the previous generation had been consecrated, miraculously brought through the waters of the Red Sea, but faithless they died in the wilderness. How will the next generation fare? We shall need to await the answer in our further studies of this book.